for Infamous versus Unknown, game number 1. Another week 2, best of 3. Happy Friday, everyone. Give yourself a pat on the back. You made it through another week. Look at you. You did it. And I'm talking about you right now. Yeah, you in Twitch chat. You type in that message. You were about to insult somebody. Just take those hands off the keyboard and give yourself a little pat on the back because you made it.
And then get right back to it.
You made it, bud.
So this will only be the second game we'll have seen from Infamous because the first game didn't really count. That was the one with the atrocious lag. So we've basically only seen one game from Infamous, in which they did obviously 2-0 Thunder Predator, but yeah, I'm not counting the first one. Yeah. They had a great lead, but honestly, that game became borderline unplayable. So looking forward to watching these guys because they're definitely one of the teams who I'm most familiar with in terms of the players because they've quite a bit of LAN experience amongst them.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And don't forget about Mr. Jeans. I see you Twitch chat already. The fan favorite has returned, and the fans to follow. One of the newer players. Still no picture on Wikipedia. Don't know when he was born. Gianfranco Natividad. That's Mr. Jeans.
By the way,
why is he so popular, Bowie? What's the meme with Mr. Jean?
I'm actually not that sure. I was going to say that in the interview, they talk about Pakaz Angel now. I'm not sure why Mr. Jeans is that popular, but our boy Angel here, I said he was the highest MMR player in the SA upper division, and he was ranked 16, and now he's ranked 9. He's grinding. He is grinding hard. He's about to surpass Brax.
Wow.
Oh, hold on, Brax. You can do it.
Look out. Brax, the ultimate of grinders.
That's true. But yeah, there you go. Earth Spirit Mars versus the Nyx Assassin Crystal Maiden. Love it. You know, you get the Nyx, so your CM, your poor squishy CM doesn't have to be afraid of that. Although that Earth Spirit Mars looks pretty scary for Crystal Maiden.
Yeah, I'm hanging way back if I'm CM this game. Just see if I can find some way to survive. They go for the Undying ban. That's interesting. So I guess they feel that Undying is a pretty good matchup versus Nyx Assassin in the lane.
Well, neither of them have good Tombstone options.
Yeah.
And neither of them are super survivable in the early levels. Tombstone's really annoying against CM because you're so sensitive to slows, and generally you can play around positioning, but the Tombstone has a pretty wide reach. It's hard to not get hit by any zombies ever.
Yo, if you're in a game and you're CM versus Undying, and they look like they're a decent Undying player, just buy drums. Just saying. Drums are dope.
That's actually a pretty good shout out. I usually just go for the Glimmer Cape.
Dude, the new drums feels pretty good, actually.
They're insane.
9 charges.
It was a genius way to rebalance drums. I'm such a huge fan. They just took the Agi out. So then it's not, like, you don't have to worry about being broken on carries anymore.
Mm-hmm.
That was, like, the smartest thing ever. And now it's well, I mean, as a support player. That's because I always like buying drums anyway, but then they always got nerfed because of the carry players, and now they won't get nerfed because of carries anymore. So thanks, Ice Frog.
Yeah, I love it. It's a really good item. Now, what about this Mars here? We will see that mid Mars. I like the Earth Spirit Mars lane, so I assume it's going to be offlane. But you always want to have that flexibility.
Yeah, definitely. A minor flex there, and it is unknown that we'll have the last pick, so maybe they can get a little utility out of the potential flex. And bans now on some really just icky heroes from Infamous. The Undying, Veno, and Viper.
I mean, you could say the same thing about Unknown. They banned Jug and PL. Ugh.
Well, in a different way, you know.
They're banning the Mars counters. Can spin out of the arena, can doppel out of the arena. What's going to be next here? Okay, they take the bat.
I was thinking about
maybe... that could be mid-Mars.
Yeah, they could have been thinking about the lane partners, too, of the Nyx Assassin. Like, there's still the Sand King that's in there. Slider's still in, depending on what comes up here. Because they also banned the Viper and the Veno, which makes the PA look a little bit nicer as well.
10 seconds remaining.
I think...
5 seconds remaining.
Who actually... Burn is playing a lot of PA. So you got to watch out for that.
Okay.
I guess they do have the Mars, so... probably
for real
don't care that much.
We talked about this yesterday a little, but how long? I want some wagers right now. How long until we see Magnus PA come back in South America? I guarantee somebody is going to pick that combo at some point in uppers or lowers in season 1. You guys think so?
You want to
probably at
go
least
for a real
once.
bet, Sayori?
Oh yeah, sure. A real bet. Okay.
All right.
Way to
so
shit on my dreams, bud.
I'm gonna say,
Infamous turn
and
to
I might bite my my tongue here.
Dire team
your
Lifesteal's
toe
gonna be
again.
picked before we have Mag PA. That's my bet. Do you want to take it?
Ooh. Okay, this is a good one. Will Lifestealer be picked before Mag PA on the same team? I think the Lifestealer outcome is more likely,
10
but at even
seconds
odds,
remaining.
I'm pretty down to take this. I'm somewhat confident that someone is going to realize that
seconds
Magnus is a
remaining.
sleeper. All right,
know
I don't know
who's-
what we're wagering here. I'll wager you a
Really?
lunch. We got a Chipotle here.
Perfect.
If you're in my games, guys, I'm into the Ursa. I'm a big fan of this hero right now.
Okay.
EG was picking at first phase. Get rid of these Vipers and these Venos. The hero just feels strong. Like he already sees his off lane, Earth Spirit Mars, right? He's feeling good.
Mhm.
He's got Crystal Maiden. That's a pretty nice pairing as well. Mobility creep has just helped Ursa relentlessly. Now he has Swift Blink alongside Abyssal, so he actually has multiple options in terms of how he wants to play his late game with mobility. You can get one or the other. Maybe you're going to get both. But I mean, just the leaping in the Abyssal Blade has already made this hero so strong that
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
like, what can you really do? He doesn't have to be the anchor of the team either. That's what's so nice about him. He can kind of play like a mid out of the safe lane.
Infamous turn to pick.
So, two things here. And we're going to talk about this Enigma because I know you guys are excited. Trent, which outcome do you think is more likely, the Lifestealer or the Mag? You got to pick a camp here. Thanks,
Lifestealer.
boy. Lifestealer.
Ah,
Okay, cool.
There you go,
Um,
Trent.
Update on Mr. Jeans. Why is he so popular? The
10
reason is because
seconds
he
remaining.
has stood in on top tier teams like Unknown rather,
5
and Beast
seconds
Coast.
remaining.
And although he hasn't had the most results like as a team like that he's been attached to, he has a reputation for besting the best mid players in the region in raw skill
Ooh.
based on his performances standing in with teams like Beast Coast. So
I saw that on
Um,
his Liquipedia.
yeah, well, and I also read it in Twitch chat as well. So there you
Thanks,
go,
Twitch chat.
confirmed by the Twitch chatters. But yeah, I guess Mr. Jeans is known for being a high skill mid. So that said, let's apply a harsh standard here. So we expect only big plays from Mr. Jeans,
Guys,
right? I
Unknown
guess
just
that's
had some slick drafting moves here.
so. Okay, so what's going on with the Enigma?
Well, first off, they picked the
Uh.
Grimstroke, and the Beastmaster's already banned, and then they took the Enigma after. So now Infamous are going through the list of like, how do we deal with this Enigma now? Like, what is our BKB piercing stop?
I mean, I feel like Ursa is really good versus Enigma, actually, because usually the cast point of the black hole is low enough that you can ult. Eventually, he might get an eggs from Roche, and he can ult from the like inside the black hole. He goes Abyssal Blade, and it is Enigma into Nyx. So, you know, although I actually rate Enigma highly as an offlaner, I don't think this is like a free Enigma game.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's free. That's for sure. But
Is this Aether Lens, Trent? Are we going to see it?
maybe. It's a really nice build. Well, yeah, so we were talking about this earlier.
Infamous
But basically, in the NA division, Old White, I believe it was, one of the players, he's a bit of an Enigma player, and he rushes the Aether Lens, and it's really nice. Because with the Aether Lens range, you can Malefice
Yeah,
into Midnight Pulse into Black Hole. And it's like a true combo. Like, they can't get out of it. It's pretty
Yeah.
slick.
And you get the Octarine from the Aetherlands now. It's
Yeah,
so
you can
good.
get that eventually. But
Yeah.
like he was making Enigma look broken with just Aetherland's Glimmer Cape. It was a
You just run at
really
him.
nice performance.
10 seconds
It's like
remaining.
I do
weirdly
feel like
better than
it's-
Blink and easier.
Yeah.
It is harder to do that if you're
5
against the Nyx, though.
seconds remaining.
Yes, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
In this game, I don't feel like I think it's harder to get away with that, but it's
Yes,
a great
agreed.
build. I like it.
Yeah.
Well, here's my boy,
Uh,
though. The outhouse
the safe.
decorator. I love him. I like him. And also a black hole interrupter before BKB.
Well, even after BKB, it's more like
10
a save
seconds
as
remaining.
Yeah.
you know. He's like,
okay.
well, we can't
True.
stop it, but
5
But if you have
seconds
Ags by the
remaining.
time Enigma has BKB, then yeah, you got two people in black hole that you can put into the outer realms.
All right, boys. I know the counter to to this black hole right now. I'm gonna read two guys. Frostbite can be cast on yourself, reducing incoming damage by 70% for the duration.
Yes.
So just get the shard.
Well read.
No one dies.
Well, you don't die.
No, you can cast it on allies, right?
no.
No, it's self only.
No, boy, that would make it good.
Oh God! All right.
Then it would be really useful.
Dire team
It's
has
just
That's
you,
why
bud.
it's so you can't even end it early. It does not have a lot going for it. I want it to
it's
be
not.
good so bad.
Dude, I thought you could
it's
do it.
terrible.
If you're
Come
like
on, Ice
somehow,
Frog.
if you're like frontline CM and you're feeding over and over and they're really targeting you, yeah, maybe, bud. it's pretty ass.
They have the OD. It's all right. They don't need another save.
Oh, and interesting, the Slark got banned out. Haven't seen him played too much. Tide Hunter.
It is good versus Ursa, and also it's not that good versus OD actually because you cannot dispel the Astro. But I guess they're gonna pick a hero that might not be the best matchup for Slark.
Centaur stands out pretty decent. Nice with the Ursa, good against Mars. But they go for the
there you
Darkseer. Even more busted. Some Aghanims action for ya.
All right.
That's kind of interesting with no Agi carry shown yet.
Man, Darkseer looks so awesome in the jungle. Look at all those particles. He's Particle Man.
10 seconds remaining.
So what do you pick here? I think
5 seconds remaining.
Well, not
I
terribly.
want to rave with this guy.
They have an Odina Darkseer.
I guess Riki isn't. Maybe Riki is their best option here.
Yeah, Ricky, Wraith King. Wraith King's kind of bad. So
He is a little greedy with Enigma though, because he takes so much out of your resources as Enigma.
can't pick Morphling, Weaver.
Now
The
select
king.
Bit, eh.
This is
Oh, they
a
went
weird
Red
one
King, okay.
versus OD. Because you have the ultimate, so you can't drop the hammer for the first Wraith King ult, but you have a really good tool to kind of insta-give him when he comes back after reincarnation. Astral, very annoying against Wraith King. You've got the Darkseer to get people away. I think this might be a tough game for Berna. I don't know. I'm liking Infamous here, boys. Mr. Jeans, OD. I'm already a fanboy. I'm in. Sign me up.
This is a tough one. I don't think it's like a big outtrap. I think there's like some downsides to the Infamous lineup. Like the Darkseer isn't like particularly enabled this game. The best thing they have will be like the vacuum combos. So if they're clean on those, then he's gonna have a nice game. But the reflection's not very good this game. I mean, even when it's not super broken, I guess it's still fairly strong. Like it's a good team fight ability, but there's no like crazy good illusions necessarily. I guess I am still gonna believe in Infamous though, but I definitely can see how Unknown can do well in this game. I think the Wraith King pick was a bit tough. I don't think they had a lot of good options here as their one, and that's the thing holding them back.
I don't like the Wraith King pick, but I'm gonna say that if this game goes past 35 minutes, I'm actually going with the Enigma here. But if they can win their lanes, I do feel like they have the snowball potential. Maybe if this Wraith King, usually we don't see Wraith Kings going for anything else but the Radiance. This might be a game you want to do something different.
Okay. Maybe a little
true.
armlet action mixed in there. All right. Well, we've got the commentary team that you've come to appreciate. It's Gary and Theben. Gareth, darling, please share your insights into these drafts.
Yeah, good morning, Zoe. How you doing? Looking pretty good here.
Good morning.
Unknown against Infamous. Stephen, yeah, good morning to you too. It's I don't know, early o'clock where you are now, I guess. Pretty weird time zone situation with us, me in Europe, you down in Southeast Asia, but we've got a series in front of us, a best of 3 between Infamous and Unknown. One side, Unknown with a lot of team fight, a lot of chase, catch, kill potential, and then Infamous with the kind of counter initiation draft with Darkseer and the OD.
Yeah, it's a very interesting matchup for sure. I think I do like Infamous draft just a little bit more here. Surprisingly, the reason why I like their draft more is because of the Crystal Maiden.
Oh, yeah.
I think this hero is incredible. At first glance, you wouldn't really see that being the core part of this draft, but having this Arcane Aura, having your teammates be able to play a faster paced gameplay just to keep them on the map and constantly pushing out lanes is what's gonna really beat out Unknown, I think, in this game. Playing Enigma into Crystal Maiden is one of the most miserable things in the game because opponent always has this extra gas in them, and Enigma likes to play the slower paced games.
Yeah, and also Darkseer fits the bill of all the things you're describing, right? Pushing out lanes, needs mana, has a lot of problems sustaining his mana pool.
Loves Crystal Maiden, Darkseer CM. It's a very popular combo for a long time now.
Oh, Mars.
Not something people actively think about, but it's very nice. He has a TP, but he won't be able to use it in front of the Nyx.
OD just walks straight on past, says, I'm going to block my lane, get into that mid spot a bit faster. And Yodomi still getting chased down. Michael.
So, yeah. I mean, there's a position 5 Mars. And he just got his TP cancelled. Yikes.
Yeah, now you just want to die as quickly as possible. Get yourself back onto the map as soon as you can.
Wait, was that something talked about? I kind of zoned out for a bit. Mid-Grim? Support Mars?
Yeah, they had the flexibility of it. It's something we saw before as well with this mid Grimstroke in the early day. I think it was our first or second day of South American DPC.
Yeah. It all started with Thompson playing a mid Grimstroke with E-Blade Rush, and ever since then, everyone started to play it some more.
And the miserable start for Drakil's Enigma already begins. And this Crystal Maiden lane, you know, we've seen it a fair amount back in the old patch, like CMPA. You clear out that first wave with the Crystal Nova, and you just go chasing these heroes close to their tier 1. Angel pushing a lot of damage forward. He really wants this kill onto Ridge. The salve comes, though, and Earth Spirit actually turns, hits him once, but the clap comes. And Angel's Ursa, 2 kills out of this lane, but he's stuck behind the trees for a second. Drakil's still level 1, so no Malefice. Yeah, Ursa just walks out of there after taking it.
He did lose a lot of resource though. No more mana. Angel still needs his level 3. The big camp is blocked right now. Yeah, like you said, you just use the Nova, push the lane out, get level 2 faster than your opponent, then you're level 2, they're level 1 still, and you use that 1 level advantage and extra skill point to pressure up your opponent and get a kill. Try to snowball your lane that way.
And it works wonders for them. Angel still has a few tangos there, and Crystal Maiden's gone for 1-1-0. No mana regen left on her. So not going to be able to utilize that Frostbite until this Arcane Aura now arrives. I do have that lane pretty far pushed. Maiden had to sentry back the large camp so they can start manipulating that creep wave and drag it back a bit.
Yeah, Enigma's gonna hate that. That's the one thing when Enigma players are playing, and I really dislike this about Enigma hero. You need to block pretty much both of your opponent camps for this hero to work. If either one of the camps are open, Enigma, while has the lane pulled back, if you like stack one of the camps and pull it and deny entire creep wave, it's like pretty much an even lane after that.
Because he's removing like 1 creep per wave, and if you remove, you know, a whole wave, that's four or 5 waves, right? That you've kind of balanced the scales. We can
That's how
take
you
a
counter Enigma.
Absolutely is. I mean, they're going straight on him again. Drakil gets jumped on by the Ursa, but with Earth Spirit's arrival, they do back up. But they're keeping them away from this creep wave, and Wraith King being dived. The Mars spears them back. A double Ion Shell coming into play and forcing the salve in that top lane.
Ooh.
And we're also seeing this mid lane go very well for the OD. Every time I peek my head into that mid lane, OD is just hitting the Grimstroke.
So the Grim is actually a good hero against melee position 2s, but not so good against these range ones, I think.
Well, so you can get the Stroke of Fate into the wave, into the hero as well. Against those melee heroes, yeah.
Exactly. Just gain the Ink Swell on top of them, because he can get the full duration and does a bunch of damage, and then you can get the full combo off and keep doing that over and over again. But against OD, he's just going to Astro you, or he's going to Astro himself.
Yeah.
Make sure that the damage doesn't come. And then you're also losing mana against him.
So then you're reliant on this Earth Spirit making rotations, and he does come in and guard that bottom regen rune. So RoboZ should be able to take it, while Mars sends the Nyx back up towards top, and there's the roll with the Inkswell. OD doesn't have Astral.
Mr. Jeans.
Mr. Jeans down.
No.
The 2 supports
he made a
rotating.
little bit of a awkward play there without his Astral being up. He thought maybe it was tanky enough with that magic wand.
Structures are fortified.
Didn't happen.
Wasn't to be.
I want to say, like, this top lane, it looks pretty bad for Unknown. Like, you got this double melee versus Darkseer. I guess the only real thing that's helping them out is Wraith King has Vampiric Spirit, so he can just lifesteal quite a lot under the tower against the Ion Shell as well.
Oh, Enigma. The Crystal Maiden. She's got the right clicks, but one more spell is not enough, and that Earth Spirit's kicked the Ursa into the grave. Now, Eidolons are still going with the right clicks. Bounty runes have spawned. A terrible timing here for Infamous to go aggressive and lose out. It looks like Axel is going to get chased down, just
Doesn't
clicked.
even need it.
One whack of the stick. Oh, he's buying time. It's space. Oh, no. That's a bit of a wasted salve there, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think he was trying to like maybe salve, juke in the trees, TP out or something. And Widge really wanted to give the kill to the Enigma as well. But they just give away so much golden experience to the way of the Enigma. He's level 5 now. Ursa just hit level 4. So he's doing great in this lane at this point.
Radiant are scanning.
Yeah, that one move really does unsettle you. We'll see what happens when the Crystal Maiden comes back into that lane and what she's able to do. Nyx Assassin going to be pulling that stacked camp across. On both sides trying to actually pull and maintain this lane. So what's the job of the Darkseer right now? Because when you pull like this, sometimes he goes and cuts waves. It looks like he wants to just take the stack for the second.
Yeah, I mean, it's a huge stack right here. He wants all that gold to get to his Arcane Boots, and you want to farm this before the Wraith King comes in and steals the creeps as well. At this point in the game, Darkseer is focused just to get levels. Oh, Michael.
Okay, there you go. And the OD drops that Santa's Eclipse. Wedge is gone in a 1-for-1, but this double support rotation into mid is actually causing the OD some problems. Is he trapped? Where is he? Where's he going? He goes down onto the crystals, then he gets pushed back up onto the high ground again. Still a good double kill for the Grimstroke. And this Mars Earth Spirit coming into mid seems like it's getting under the OD skin.
Yeah, this Inkswell with the Earth Spirit or the Mars, able to create a lot of opportunities at the moment. But Jean's off to a horrible start at the moment.
Wow.
Although,
Courier has been killed.
okay, 2 free couriers. And a ward, I think, right?
Yeah, I think he's hit it once, hasn't he? Yeah, it was 1 God's Rebuke and 2 couriers die. Mars in the right place at the right time. There's nothing here that can give them vision high ground to kill off that observer ward now, is there?
No, it's probably gonna... They should just deny it, to be honest, with the Darkseer after this kill.
Yeah, they'll try and take down the Mars. Maiden has fallen bottom. Yodomi shredded under the wall. And the Ursa still being a very aggressive little bear.
Oh, wow.
Nearly gets Drakil's Enigma. But RoboZ's rotation in with that Inkswell helps out tremendously. And Unknown, out of this laning stage, they're actually accomplishing quite a lot from mid and bottom lane.
Yeah, speaking of getting under someone's skin, this Ursa looks completely tilted in this game. Just overly aggressive, trying to get these kills. He's even got 2 levels in Earthshock. Not so sure how I like that. Maybe he got it to kill the Eidolons with the Crystal Maiden, but I would have been happier if they were just focused on getting pulls off and farming.
Oh, Astral and Hammer in mid. Mr. Jeans, he's got his combo now. Yodomi's given the Inkswell. RoboZ just sprints away as Crystal Maiden and the Nyx both coming in to try and secure the rune. Mars gets away from the stun. And now we've got an Invis Nyx as A does deward that fresh observer. But this leaves your Ursa mid. He's getting rolled on. Great rolling boulder from Widge. And Angel, without the enrage, just gets black holed up under his own tower. OD's arrival. Okay, you're going to get the Astral and the Meteor Hammer. Malefice on cooldown, so nothing to stop it as it lands on the Earth Spirit's head. And Enigma might have stood around for a little bit too long, but he's got the backup of the Wraith King. Level 7, Burner in here onto the OD. And Mars coming in from the northern side. They want Mr. Jeans. He's got no Astral. And the spear just flies straight through Michael into the OD as they clear them up. The aggression from Unknown comes into this Enigma lane after the black hole, and they're finding kills galore. Michael with the attempted TP, and there's just about enough time for Burner to get in there with a Wraithfire Blast to cancel it out.
Great rotation coming from the Wraith King and the Mars there. And meanwhile, Grimstroke is also shoving in mid and hitting that tier 1 tower. They're going to lose 2 towers, just like this. Or at least mid tower will get low enough for them to rotate in there and kill it off really quickly. You couldn't have asked for a better start for Unknown with the kind of heroes that they have.
Level 5 Ursa right now. 9 minutes in.
Yeah, he's died way too many times bottom. I mean, the first death was maybe okay, but the 2 follow-up deaths has just been unacceptable, giving so much experience and gold to the Enigma as well.
Yeah, it's really... Yeah, level 7 Enigma, Arcane Boots, double null, has kicked him into action. And now the...
What?
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, what Infamous need right now is they gotta get this Darkseer involved. He's level 8. He's got level 4 Iron Shell, 2 levels in Vacuum already. You want to play around this Iron Shell ability.
I mean,
get the Nyx, the OD involved together.
He is their counter initiation as they go for the Astral and that Meteor Hammer. Mars. Oh, that Iron Shell damage is substantial. Burner's come in here with a roll. And The Enigma's trying to help out, but there isn't a black hole. They're under the wall fighting with the Magnetize and the Midnight Pulse, though. And look at Mariano die inside of all of that as Mr. Jeans turns with the Sandy's Eclipse, but he won't even kill off the Earth Spirit. Crystal Maiden with the Ursa, they've both come into this party a little bit too late. And a stun from Wraith King with the Inkswell follow-up. It is a non-stop slaughterfest. Unknown just keep their foot down.
Yikes. Nice reaction from Unknown too. Just, it's a Mars position 5, but they don't care. They just come in to help them out. Turn the fight around. They got that big ultimate with the Magnetize. The Soulbind didn't really land on anybody, but it doesn't matter. The Grimstroke is such high level. He deals so much damage anyway.
They're TPing top. Try and catch someone on their way out of this tier 1, and Enigma is going to be their option. Wraith King trying to walk it off. They don't go for him as the reincarnation is still there. I'll just kill Drakeel and take his spree instead, while down bottom, Ursa. This is not where you want to be. You don't have a tier 1 tower. There's nobody that can help you, so you have to try and battle. You're in a 1v2 scenario, and he's going to go for the Earth Spirit. Nearly very... Oh, God, he gets him actually. Mid-kick, finds the swipe. And now the kick away has bought him enough time to get into the trees, but 20 seconds on that cooldown of his TP. So Robo-Z with the Inkswell hunting, not finding him. Earthshock into that.
Wow, he's out.
Deeper jungle area, yeah.
Oh no, they got the scan.
The smoke pops. And there's the arena. He jumps out of it. They missed the spear. They've still got a stroke of fate. They've got Phantom's Embrace. Angel's down there.
That was a pretty long chase though, considering it looked like it was supposed to be just a quick, easy kill.
It delays his Battle Fury even further though on that Ursa, and currently 5th in net worth. As you look at the Wraith King with his Hand of Midas, Phase Boots, and nearly has an Armored actually.
Yeah, not going for the Radiance first. I think the Radiance might have been a little bit detrimental against the Darkseer wall. If he gets a wall, like Illusion of You, start burning away at your team.
And I guess the pace at which you're playing right now is Unknown. Even though they've got big ultis and long cooldowns, the fact that Grimstroke gives them team fight from all the spells, it doesn't feel like they are reliant on these ultimates. A wall onto the Enigma though. Darkseer kicks it off, and then the Meteor through the Astral.
That's the big kill.
Robo-Z's on the low ground.
Get the Grim.
Tries to get the Inkswell out of there, but the Carapace and back. They found the Grim. He goes Scepters, but the Astral comes. Now they're all back in from Widge. Earth Spirit with the Mars trying to extend this fight, but Wraith King, he doesn't want anything to do with it. Wraith King's not joining, and this Earth Spirit, he's just going to get pounded by the OD. He slows them down, magnetized up, but Ursa wants to try and get the Earthshock forward. With the Wraith King now coming in, Burner turns it onto the OD, but he's going to be walking through the wall, and the Surge gets OD out of there, while the Ursa, now he's isolated. People are chasing targets all over the map.
Get out, Ursa.
Low ground. Angel, he looks like he's all right now. Tiny little, he's like a toddler. Good. He's like a toddler learning to walk.
He is. I mean, have you ever seen Ursa try to Earthshock up a high ground?
No, I'm gonna zoom in on it next time I see it.
Yeah, he can't. He can't jump over.
He's too short.
It's impossible. Yeah.
Tiny
little feet.
Baby bear legs. Oh.
I don't even know how the hero makes sense. How does his like upper body not crush his like lower body?
That's a good question.
So big.
The weight distribution on an Ursa is pretty ridiculous. No more skipping leg day, Ursa. You've got a cub on your back. You've got babies to take care of now.
You know what I want to see here, Gary? I want to see Unknown just rotate mid and pick up that tower. That tower has been sitting at like 180 HP for about 8 minutes now or something ridiculous. It's just so low, and they have not rotated the right heroes to finish that tower off. To be honest, all they need is a Wraith King, a couple Eidolons, just send it in. Infamous like, oh, well, we don't want to start the fight on Wraith King. And then they just take the tower, and Darkseid just can't do this, where he just sits mid, constantly Ion Shelling, and the Mars is like picking up creeps at the tower. Because then they would have to be more split up on the map and be afraid of Unknown. I think Unknown is giving maybe a little too much space right now.
There's not even a Radiant Glyph, is there? Like, Wraith King could come here, hit it twice. Through, there's no backdoor regen, no Glyph. Just go kill it.
Alright, here we go. Here we go. They heard us. They got us.
I like that you involved me in that.
On Grim.
They hear you, Theban. Coach Theban coming into play.
Listen, we're a team, Gary.
Look, Wraith King's coming. 2 hits. Whack it. Whack the tower. Down it goes. Burner
There we
clears
go.
it up. And they've got the arena catching onto the Undying. The Darkseer. Mariano gets cleared up by the unknown side. And that rotation, you called for it. It comes in perfectly.
And Darkseid just disappeared. It's like 2-shot. He couldn't even get his mech off.
Ooh, they find a real big, juicy Ancient stack.
Oh yeah, that's real juicy, baby. That's Ursa's catch-up gold right there.
Yep.
Oh no. I mean, it's hard. They can't kill it. It's too big. It's too big, Gary.
Don't make me say
no.
it. Don't make me say it. Wraith King. He pops on his armlet, but he runs away. They don't seem confident fighting until they make the turn onto the Maiden, and now they know they have the numbers advantage, and they can start storming forward. Nyx, hunted by the Earth Spirit and the Wraith King as they try and secure this ancient camp for themselves. Ursa's coming back, but still a little bit away from his Battle Fury. I guess he can sell
He
Circlet.
just needs like 5 gold. He just needs 5 gold, and he's
Sell
got
your
it.
Circlet. No?
Dude, buy your... There it is. He got it. He got it. He wants to take this fight.
Well, the Ancients are already
These are
dead.
Ancients.
And there's the Black Hole!
Oh, the Black Hole.
Straight in onto the Ursa, cancelled out by the Astrals. The Meteor Hammer's coming, but they've got the silence, the stuns, catching out Mr. Jeans as the roll
Mess
comes
up the
in.
combo.
And they've got the OD down. Ursa being really destroyed by that Wraith King with a crits out with this right-click blink armlet, jumping back into battle to clear those Ancients out. And Team Unknown, 22-11 with an 8k lead right now, have control of the Roach Pit, control of this farming area, and Ursa just doesn't have
horrible.
control of his own game.
Yeah, I mean, this Ursa, she really wanted that stack. They had a ward here for Infamous that was watching everything, but they couldn't take the team fight that the
Good
way
stun from
they
Nyx.
should to.
And a mech from Darkseer, but it's nowhere near enough.
Oh man,
They still
what
have
is he
4
doing?
heroes up there. Crystal Maiden with a Frostbite and Astral, but this Phantom's Embrace is actually causing real serious issues for OD. Like, he goes in
Yeah, it is.
Astrals, and he's just getting silenced up, he can't do anything else.
No, it was a good reaction from Unknown. Like, the moment the Enigma got Astral, the OD tried to, like, stand there and use Meteor Hammer. I think they should just try to run away. He had no business just standing there, casting skills like that.
Yeah.
And you can't even say they got caught off guard on Infamous because they have a ward there in the triangle that Unknown were not able to de-ward. It was literally watching everything. But they still decided to take this poor engagement, or how they took the engagement was poor.
It feels like a desperate scramble just to try and get yourself back into things, and this smoke, it's no different. They need pickoffs. Grimstroke would be a big one. Boots of Travel, E-Blade on Robo-Z. But he has fallen back towards Fountain to regenerate all of his mana pool. And then you've got this 4-man group up of all the unkillable heroes on Unknown. Wraith King, Mars, Earth Spirit, Enigma. All backing each other up really nicely with the team fight contribution that they've got. Attempted push on the tier 1. Nyx steals a haste rune under the Earth Spirit's nose.
Under attack.
Infamous, at least they force Unknown back from that tier 2 push bottom lane. The majority of them anyway.
Yeah, it would be really bad if they lose this before 20 minutes. And the outpost is going to be pretty much impossible for Infamous to take back at this stage in the game.
TP to outpost. OD's coming as the Nyx sees the Enigma. And Drakeel, he probably feels so safe here, but that outpost offering a nice opening as the Malphite stops
no.
the Meteor Hammer.
No. This is a
Mistimed.
disaster.
Now they're in a real sticky spot. Astral's there onto the Wraith King, but in comes the rest of Unknown. OD. Oh dearie me.
Mr. Jeans, he just had to not be greedy. If you're going in for the right clicks with the Arcane Orb, you better just drop your ulti and kill the Enigma. Like, there's actually, you can't even kill the Enigma. The Enigma has way more mana than he does. My goodness. Okay, so, I mean, his only play there was just to use Astral into a Meteor Hammer off the Astral combo. If the Nyx stuns, it's only a 2-second, it's only a level 2 stun on the Nyx. So, it's not lasting long enough. They would just straight up cancel it.
2.5 seconds channel time, yeah. Not enough. And it's not all doom and gloom for Infamous, though, even though they are struggling, they're behind. This Ursa, he's catching up. Net worth-wise, now he's 3rd place.
Yeah, I think the problem with Angel this game is he just did way too many aggressive moves instead of focusing on his own farm in the early game. Just secure his own farm. Because the moment he gets to the battlefield, I think after that he could do whatever he wants. Like I don't care. Like if he wants to play aggressive, he wants to farm, he can decide. But early game, I think he just had to focus on getting that Battle Fury. Like you can see what's happening right now. The moment he picked up the Battle Fury, he's just skyrocketing.
And then on the flip side of things, Wraith King, Deso now complete on top of the armlet. I thought he was going BKB Theban. Nah, armlet Deso time. So Wraith King role playing as a lifestealer. Bowie's been asking for lifestealer for fucking ages. Now he's got it. It's just Wraith King role playing as one.
Well, maybe that's why we don't see lifestealer, because Wraith King is just a better lifestealer.
Exactly. What's the point? You can buy the same items. That's a good ink spell and a great roll onto the Maiden. Goodbye.
Yeah. It's funny how like from the first week, Bowie was like, "Oh yeah, Nyx assassin." You know, he's been a big advocate for it. Oh,
it's a vac wall, but Darkseer is his last dying move.
yeah. So and this week, sorry, today, he's like, "Oh, we're not gonna meme about Lifestealer or Gyro 4." Like, it went from week 1, you know, possible top tier hero to like a meme the next week.
Well, sometimes. You know,
That's just
the thing is, that's the thing, right? Is that you can have all the information in the world, and you know, you look at all the stats and stuff, and sometimes just it doesn't happen. Sometimes players just don't feel it. Or all the ODs got caught. Earth Spirit has made the roll, and Burner's TP, that big crit, my goodness.
Yeah, so big. It's just too big, senpai. Gary?
Stop it, please. Make it end.
It was you.
What, you started it?
Alright, Crystal Maiden. Oh no, the Maiden.
I'm not saying anything.
Maiden no more?
I think it would be distasteful to laugh or comment on the death of such a fine woman. The Crystal Maiden was just warding. All she wanted to do was take control of the jungle for her Ursa. This is how Unknown's lineup is meant to work, right? Just constantly up in your face.
To be honest, not really. This is not how their lineup is supposed to work, but they're doing it. They're making it happen. Like, they just built this gigantic lead in the early game that just allows them to run at you non-stop. To be honest, Infamous are supposed to be the, you know, like you said, counter-initiating stoppers. With the Darkseer wall combos, and you got like the OD saves and stuff, but they just can't do that. They just lost way too much during the laning stage and the earlier minutes of the game.
Well, a bit of split push action.
Yeah.
Going to result in some wave cutting here. It looks like the line's drawn. Burner has been telling his team that he wants to try and push that top lane.
This Wraith King build, to be honest, I think this is a great build against Darkseer, especially just to like blow him up under a stun. It's annoying to play against Surge as a Wraith King when you play like the slow, you know, damage over time build, right? Because the enemy just gets surged out, or you know, they get mech'd up or piped up, and you're not bursting them. But this build really lets you burst heroes.
Actually, get the finish on them. The entirety of Radiant down in that bottom jungle. Something that Unknown definitely knows about. They'll take that last outer tower. Tier 2 top gone. Do you think that Unknown is still afraid of going high ground, though? Like you mentioned, the counter initiation from Infamous. Is that high ground defense going to be impenetrable?
Well, they see the map right now, and they see that Infamous is just split pushing. They're gonna try to at least touch this tier 3 tower and see if they can force a reaction from Infamous. And understanding the positioning of Infamous heroes, then they will see if they're gonna fight or not. If they're gonna be super split and not give any room for Mars 2-man arena, then yeah.
Well, trying to save the Maiden.
Oh,
they
boy,
actually spend reincarnation.
He's got Aegis. He's good.
That's true.
He's chill.
30 seconds left on his ulti now.
Burner will be like, oh, hold on. I still have another life. Let me go back in there.
Yeah, I'm fine. Let me just finish off this tower real quick. Ursa still not coming back to defend. Looking to join the fight now.
Gotta bash her soon, but not quite yet.
They need some way to find this Enigma. Like this Blink, BKB, Black Hole Enigma is still a thorn in their side. And you see his positioning right now. Drakeel, he's ready, waiting for that moment to strike. And it really is all these heroes just playing in the back lines as Nyx gets the Vendetta off, but he's speared up against the side of the arena. Dead for a minute with no buyback, and this lane of Barracks is just going down. Ursa's BKB runs in with a vacuum wall onto 3 with a black hole there as the enraged Ursa. He's tanking through it. He's trying to walk it back now as this Wraith King with the Inkswell on him shreds through the teddy bear. And that's 3 heroes in a row. It's got to be game over because Axel stunned up. Crit takes him down to half HP, and the second hit gets a triple for the burner Wraith King.
Radiant's top barracks are under attack.
He's still got Aegis, still has Reincarnation. There's going to be at least one lane of Barracks here, if not 2, or just a gate.
I think it's probably 2 Raxes here. I think what... oh, okay, never mind. They're not even going to try. I thought they were going to revive, you know, be like, oh, Enigma Black Hole's on cooldown. Let's go do something. Then come back. But, you know, even if you're trying to come back in this game, it's going to take you like 40+ minutes, and you have to play perfectly during that entire time. So it's very hard. I think Infamous, they just did way too many poor plays in the early game. In the safe lane, the Ursa just non-stop trying to kill this Enigma. Instead, all they had to do was just